Let's talk about why an overland vehicle is the best winter vehicle. Before we get into those three things, I just want to show you guys a cool sort of holiday feature that I added to the 4Runner. So, as you can see, I've got these Christmas lights, and I added these Christmas lights to the whole entire rack, and I tried to just wrap them around my traction boards and my box so that they add a little bit of holiday spirit. And at night they look a lot better than they do in the day. So check out this picture right here. I think that looks sweet. I hope you think that looks sweet. So comment down below if you like that, and maybe consider doing that to your own vehicle. So, all right, I just want to talk through three things that I think really make a 4Runner a great winter vehicle, and why I think that daily driving an overland vehicle is a really safe option for traversing the bad roads and sketchy weather that comes with winter. So let's check those three things out. If you've enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram for an inside scoop. So let's get into those three things. The first being suspension and tires. The second being four-wheel drive on an efficient V6 vehicle. And then third, the armor and winches and exterior tow points that are often added to a 4Runner or your overlanding vehicle of choice that make it safer in the winter. Obviously, traction is at the forefront of people's concerns when they're making a vehicle that is good for overlanding, good for off-roading, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of practical benefits on the day-to-day of having an overland vehicle. So in Minnesota, or basically anywhere where it snows, there's typically a lot of, days where maybe the roads aren't in great condition, or you have deep snow or slippery roads, and it comes in really handy to have an overland vehicle, actually, because I know I feel way safer when I'm on the road with a lift and when I have large tires and knobby, grippy tires. So me personally, I think it's always beneficial that you find tires that are good in the snow and also in the mud. So there's different types of all-terrain tires. Some are better and some are worse for the snow, which is basically just has to do with how the rubber compound changes in temperatures. So typically high clearance is going to really help you, and so having a lift kit of like 1 to 3 inches and larger than stock tires will help. A second would be four-wheel drive, and how I want to explain this is you can buy lots of different vehicles that have four-wheel drive. However, not every vehicle is good for overlanding, and so you have certain vehicles like 4Runners, Wranglers, and other vehicles that have good four-wheel drive. I drove a lot of V8 SUVs growing up, and having the 4Runner, it's a little bit of a size step down and an engine decrease compared to what I've driven previously. However, I feel that the 4Runner still performs incredibly well, and I feel very safe driving the 4Runner because the 4Runner has great four-wheel drive and it has good traction ability on and off the road. And so if I'm ever in a scenario in the winter where the roads are slippery or I go into the ditch or something like that, I'm super confident in my car's ability to either evade even going in the ditch or basically help me get unstuck. And so I think the four-wheel drive capabilities of this vehicle are fantastic, and you still get better capability while at a good efficiency rate. A lot of V8 trucks, when you put them in four-wheel drive, their miles per gallon drop dramatically, and if you're in a snowstorm and you have to drive in four-wheel drive for long periods of time, I think that the 4Runner is going to be able to do that just as well, and your efficiency is going to be a lot better. So that's a great reason why this vehicle is such an efficient four-wheel drive vehicle in snowstorms. So the third reason why I think this vehicle is so awesome for winter driving is modifying a vehicle for overlanding still has a lot of practical applications, especially if you live in somewhere where you get a lot of snow. I think when you add aftermarket bumpers or you add a winch or tow points to the exterior of your vehicle, they have a lot of safety benefits and an additional functionality in the winter. So if you're ever in a scenario where you have to evade a collision or you find yourself on a slippery road that sends you into the ditch, you have to evade something on the side of the road or trees or rocks or a culvert or something like that, I feel that having those bumpers is super beneficial because they might provide additional support to your vehicle when hitting one of those objects, or it might just help you to bounce off those objects to where the damage done to your vehicle isn't as severe and maybe you are able to continue to drive, or at least there's not some sort of catastrophic damage to the vehicle that doesn't allow it to drive away from the scene. Additionally, if you go in the ditch, I think that a winch could be super beneficial for pulling you out of the ditch or even helping others get out of the ditch. And, you know, maybe you're hooking up to a tree on the other side of the road. That would probably be pretty far, but you could at least hook up to another vehicle and use them as a towing point. I think there's a lot of different applications of having a winch on your vehicle in the winter that are really helpful. Even though you would typically use it on the trail, having it at your disposal in an emergency situation, I think would be very beneficial. As well as just having those exterior tow points for maybe someone else who has a tow strap or a winch and they could pull you out. So there's some various exterior modifications you can make that are still very functional in the winter, and I think make a great case for daily driving an overland vehicle, because in the scenario where you get off work and there's a bad snowstorm, you can feel confident and safe in your vehicle compared to maybe another vehicle that's not so capable in the winter. And I know that there's a lot of, people that don't necessarily love to add armor, because if you're more of a casual overlander, you probably don't want to buy armor because it's really expensive, and if you don't take a lot of trips, it's not as practical. However, I think there's a lot of added safety of having armor on your vehicle just when you're even driving around town. For instance, if someone rear ends you or for some reason pulls out in front of you in the snow and it's really slippery, that added armor might help keep you safer, and it might also prevent as much damage to your vehicle. So those are kind of the three main things that I think really make an overlanding vehicle also a practical daily driver: for the tires and suspension, for the four-wheel drive aspect that makes it practical and unique while still having that functionality, and for the armor and the various modifications that you may do to the car that also make it safer. So having a winch, if you get stuck in the ditch, might be able to save you. Having armor in a car accident or even sliding off the road into the ditch, maybe towards a tree, that might also make it safer. So those are the three things that I think really make a 4Runner a great winter vehicle. I hope you liked this video, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to continue making these videos. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.